Hey guys, Mars Singing here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we got the data download on global not long ago. Nothing different from this one to the one that we got on JP a few hours ago. The JP one did occur while I was asleep. The global one happened while we were on stream doing the early stream for today. So shout out to anyone that was there. Shout out to my boy Proton, always does these breakdowns of the data download. So we're just going to go through everything that's in here. He does also provide the times. So for anyone who is unsure, this will give you the exact times of the releases of the new stuff as well. So shout out to him. So we got the new Trunks and two new Trunkses awakening details. We've got a growth event, which I believe is the Zamasu and Gawasu link level stage. New story event and challenge event stages, which we knew about from the teasers yesterday. Infinite Dragon Ball History stage 28. The new Dismal Future Red Zone stage. The burst mode for the Vegeta and Trunks Dokkan Fest event. And then the Extreme Z battle for INT Future Gohan, which will also include the sub EZA for the Tech Super Saiyan Trunks. So if we scroll down here, we can see we get the INT Future Teen Trunks and the STR Future Trunks available at 6 GMT. So that's 7 AM current UK time. So basically this is the time, for those of you in the know, those of you that are regulars for the channel, this is the time that my early stream usually starts. So tomorrow, the early stream will take place at the usual time, and all of this stuff is coming out at the same time, right? So we'll be able to have a bunch of this stuff getting done live on stream. So if we take a look at the details for the cards, because now we know exactly what both of these guys are going to do. So let's change the view here so we can fit this all in. There we go. So this is the INT Trunks getting his TUR awakening, the result of time traveling future Teen Trunks. Future Saga lead 50%. He raises attack and defense in one turn, does supreme damage to the enemy. And then we have his passive Unwavering Resolve. Oh, I don't know what happened there. There you go. Unwavering Resolve is his passive. Key +2 attack and defense 80%. Additional attack and defense 20% with each attack performed up to 80%. Medium chance to crit when there is a Future Saga or Time Traveler's enemy. Additional attack and defense 40% when performing a super if there is another Future Saga ally attacking in the same turn. So, you know, the numbers, he's a free-to-play unit, so whilst the numbers are low, pretty decent base. He does have a domain, so they're following along the trend that they do with the anniversary, where the new mechanic is being featured on a free-to-play unit. So he creates the domain Wasteland for 4 turns. Can be activated when there is a Time Traveler's category enemy, or starting from the 5th turn once only. So if there's a Time Traveler's enemy, you can do it straight away on turn 1. And the effect of the domain is Future Saga Superclass enemies and allies attack and defense 10%. So basically like Zamasu, but like the flip, right, for super types. So this can be used straight away. This is obviously this moment from the card art when Trunks returns to his timeline and fights First Form Cell. It's that typical sort of Dragon Ball moment where he says, you know, I don't want to fight you in the city, so let's take this somewhere else, and basically just blast Cell away just by pushing out his hands of like a, I don't think it's even a key blast, it's just like him pushing out his like power energy, right? Like his power level, his fighting energy, whatever you want to call it, is key, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It just pushes Cell like super far away out into the middle of nowhere. So that is the domain. The map just changes to being out in the wasteland. It kind of just shows us that they can pretty much do anything as domains going forward, but I think it is a cool choice. It reflects the card art and everything, so pretty cool. I think from looking at his kit the way it is, he's obviously not like crazy busted or anything. You know, he's a free-to-play unit, but even for a free-to-play unit, he's nothing crazy. I feel like this implies that he definitely is getting an EZA, right? And if he does, he definitely could be very interesting once he's finally out and ready to go. On the team as a floating support unit, he could potentially be very good, especially when you're able to bust out that domain and then basically just give everybody else a permanent buff. So that should be pretty cool, because the domain obviously stays in play, so it's buffing your units even when Trunks isn't on the rotation. So that is kind of cool. And then we have the STR Trunks. So he's an entrusted will lead as well as tech and STR types. His super attack is to raise attack for 1 turn, do supreme damage. Attack and defense 100%. Additional attack and defense 50% when key is 9 or more. And then additional attack and defense 50% and all allies defense 20% for 7 turns from the start of the turn. Defense 100% starting from the 8th turn. Interesting. So, again, this guy, I kind of feel like he's got to get an easy A too, right? Like, I think the card art's really cool. But this is just very, very basic. Like, all allies defense 20% is kind of cool. Although it's only for 7 turns, which is unusual. I wonder if they give him an easy A, they will just take that out. But then he'll have to have... surely his own, like his additional attack and defense part will probably stay turn based, right? Because then once you get to turn 8, you're losing the little bit of extra attack, but you're getting more extra defense. So we'll have to wait and see, obviously, how they decide to change this if he gets a potential easy A. Obviously, the big disappointment for any new units nowadays, especially free-to-play units, is no raised defense on super. So his stats that you see at the start of the turn, when you open up the menu and look at his defense, that is his defense for the entire turn. And I can't imagine, based on looking at these numbers, that this guy is going to hit particularly high numbers of defense, which is going to be very unfortunate. Because with no built-in defensive tech, like dodge or damage reduction or something like that, it's just going to relegate him to being yet another one of those free-to-play units that you don't bring into difficult events, because he just gets absolutely destroyed by not only super attacks, but even think about how hard First Form Cell and like Rose in the new Red Zone stages hit with their normal attacks after they've supered. And just by looking at this guy's numbers, like, he's going to get shredded even by their normal attacks. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what a potential easy A is going to bring for him, right? So going back to the list, so then we have the Pass of Good and Evil, the link level stage. So stage 1, Gawasu's Beliefs, and then stage 2, Zamasu's Ideals. So that's interesting. 2 stages, and it's got the increased link level rate. So I wonder if, obviously I'm assuming you can do both. Are they going to both be once per day? I think with the Metal Cooler one last year, it was like you could do it 3 times per week. So I wonder if that would be the same for this, which then makes it interesting that there's 2 different stages. Because then you'd have to do, like, you could do one of them once and the other one twice, maybe. Or maybe only the second stage is the one that actually has the big link level rate. I guess we won't know until we see the proper event details in the game. But this will be the increased link level rate chance event for this celebration, so that'll be good. So then this is the story event update, obviously, to add the stage that drops this medal, which will be to awaken the STR Trunks that we already went over. Infinite Dragon Ball History, stage 28 versus Trunks. So again, all of these so far, I haven't mentioned them specifically, but all of these are coming out at the same time. So this is all at this 7 AM UK time, which is what, like 11 PM PDT, and then 4 AM? No, 2 AM EST. Dismal Future Stage 4 versus Zamasu. So the stage is called versus Zamasu, but we already know from the teaser image that they showed in the news that the image had the LR, Zamasu and Rose. So I said in yesterday's video, and this makes me, I think, even more confident to make the prediction. I think this stage will be the first 3-stage one of this new set of red zones, and it will be Zamasu on his own, then Zamasu and base Goku Black, whether it's 2 separate enemies or just 1 enemy, and then the final phase will be the LR, Zamasu and Rose. So obviously, even though it's the 2 characters, technically only 1 enemy. So I could see the second phase either being the base Goku Black and Zamasu, actual, like, the TUR of the LR, so it's still technically 1 enemy, but the 2 characters, or it actually being 2 enemies and being Zamasu and base Goku Black, but I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, I do think it'll be 3. It could just be 2 and go straight from Zamasu to Zamasu and Rose, but I feel like having Zamasu and then base Goku Black first before the Rose does make a lot of sense, but let me know what you guys think down below. So then we have the new stages of Divine Wrath and Mortal Will. No information on, like, the, you know, who you fight or what the missions are or anything. The Real Warrior race, I'm going to assume maybe this is against, like, Blue Vegeta. Final Judgment could be obviously Fusion Zamasu, and then Supreme Fusion versus Vegito, I would imagine, because you do go back and forth between fighting against the Super type and Extreme type bosses. So that will remain to be seen. How difficult these ones are. The first 3 stages were super easy. So we'll see what these ones are like, as well as the missions that get added. Because I believe weren't the only missions for part 1 for the first 4 stages just to beat the stages. So pretty straightforward. Then we have the story event. This is obviously the update for the INT Trunks to get his medals that we just looked at. Has a category bonus drop, so makes it a little bit easier to farm that. I would say make sure you get a second copy SA5 farmed up as well for his potential EZA. And then you've got that ready to go. Then we have the burst mode. So this one actually is coming out at the same time as the EZAs as well. So this is coming out 2 hours after everything else, because this will be the same time as the EZA. So the father-son Gallic gun, you're able to get the Vegeta and Trunks theme, the theme for father-son Gallic gun, and the map 06 theme. Be interesting to see how good this one is going to be. Obviously, as always, I will make 2 separate videos with the 2 different category missions to get 6,000 points. So looking forward to this one. I do think burst mode is kind of fun. You know, good little challenging, different way to play a Dokkan event. Maybe one day we'll get something like that where we can get more medals in one run to make grinding Dokkan Fest a little bit easier, but I digress. So then we go on to the INT Future Gohan EZA. So category weakness is androids. I will be making a team building guide for the EZA. As always, that will be out a little bit later on today. And of course, the sub EZA for Tech Future Trunks as well. It doesn't mention here, I don't think, anything about the mission for getting the potential EZA, like the sub medals, but it should be the case, right? It was mentioned in that mission for the sub EZA medals previously that new stages would be added, so I imagine that will be the case with this as well. This is the image of like the wasteland like thing, because it is just this background, right, where you go off into the wasteland when you use Trunks's domain, and then there's just a couple of like story event assets that will obviously appear during some of the missions and stuff. So that's everything in the data download, everything dropping tomorrow. We're still waiting on a potential teaser video drop today for the part 2 LRs. We were expecting one yesterday based on how they did everything last year, and we didn't get one. So maybe we will get one today, maybe we won't, who knows. Now that we're kind of up in the air with things being different from last year, because like I say, it should have been yesterday and it wasn't. So with things being different from last year, we have no idea what to expect. Maybe we won't get a teaser at all until part 2 is already well underway. But hopefully we'll still have some more reveals today as well. So with all this stuff, let me know what you are most excited for part 2. Like I say, I will be live with my early stream tomorrow at the normal time, which will be when all the content is dropping, apart from the burst mode and the EZA. So we'll get all of those done, get the video up for like the red zone run and stuff like that. And then as we draw to 2 hours after the start, that's when the EZA for Gohan will drop and the burst mode. So we'll get all of those done on stream as well. So big early stream tomorrow, a little bit longer than usual, tons of stuff going on. So hopefully I will see you guys there, and let me know all your thoughts on the stuff in the data download down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.